You know, the first thing that came to me when I saw this anime was, well, Ochako. Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Ochako was the very first woman that I even searched up before watching My Hero Academia. And then when I saw her, I said, you know what? Fuck yes, I'm watching this anime. But when I saw Izuku Midoriya, aka or commonly known as Deku, that's when I definitely started watching the anime. Seeing how his past was, you know, messed up because he didn't have this special power known as a quirk, it got me thinking in real life, it's like basically the same for all of us humans in real life, because we have no powers, we have none of that stuff that we have in anime. So I shouldn't really be proud of what I have, but I should be proud that, you know, I'm not getting in combat with other evil dudes trying to fight to my death, you know what I mean?
So without ado, let's get ready for my review of My Hero Academia. But before I get started with this review, let's get started with the intro.
You know, the crazy part after finishing this anime was they just said it so fast, man, that no other anime could do. I don't know if any other anime did it, but at the very end of the anime, after the credits, they said second season announced already. No date, but second season announced, and I believe this was during June on the last episode, so I don't know when it's gonna come back, but I hope it brings out another season. Okay, so let me explain the summary of this anime. And yes, it's also a summary, not just a review. Anyway, the anime starts off with a young man named Izuku Midoriya. He's done his research on lots of heroes, and, well, he wants to become a hero himself. But he finds out that he's quirkless at a young age. And, well, the saddest part was his mom was crying with him when, you know, when he found out he couldn't be a hero because he had no quirk. I guess you could say at that age, I'd have to say that in real life as a human, of course you don't have the powers in anime, but to tell you the truth, Izuku Midoriya is almost like me a bit, because we're basically all human. He's like all of us in real life. I mean, think about it. We all want powers like all the main characters have in anime, right? But we can't get it because they're not real. They're just make-believe and all that stuff, but in anime, everyone thinks it's real. But yeah, in real life, it's not. And that's basically what Izuku is. But in a way, he's actually a special type of hero, to tell you the truth. A little bit of time passes and we see All Might. A strong, like a legendary hero. Basically his time was about to run out soon because he can only use his quirk for about an hour. But when Izuku really wants to become a hero, All Might gives him a piece of his hair to make him, you know,
a hero, because to tell you the truth, he was a quirkless dude from the very start. I'm not calling him useless or anything, it's a bit sad to tell you the truth. He hasn't had this for his whole life. But to tell you the truth, when he was crying that, you know, that All Might told him that like a hero without a quirk can still become a hero, that was even more crazy.
Now with having All Might's new power inside of him, to tell you the truth, it was even hard for Deku to go through all of the fights he's been through these 13 episodes, if you know what I mean. I mean, using one attack, even one low attack, would damage his arm or any part of his body. But if I can remember, it all started here, on how he heard those very words that his mom didn't tell him. Young man, you too can become a hero too. The crazy part that surprised all of us was what All Might said, and what Deku heard. He heard it from a legendary hero, someone who has a special quirk, one of the greatest legendary heroes ever, All Might, the man who gave Deku his power. That's basically how his life started off as a hero and his dream to become the best hero ever. But I can tell you one thing, Deku wasn't the only one who wanted to become the greatest hero and enroll in that school, in that hero school, I believe. It was Bakugo also. A friend of Deku's, and this guy, it's actually weird. I don't think they had a rivalry, but to tell you the truth, Deku wanted to be stronger than him, so yeah, you could say it's a rivalry. But this guy over here is the one making fun of Deku, and Deku doesn't even care. He's still being nice to him, complimenting him on his skills and strength. But when he awakened his quirk, when Bakugo awakened his quirk, that's basically how this guy became a jerk. From the very start of his childhood, he actually awakened his quirk, and just became a big real ass, a complete jerk. And whenever Deku compliments him, he calls him an asshole. I mean, I think the real man is Deku, because no matter how many times Bakugo just talks shit to Deku, even though he's being nice to Bakugo, all I gotta say is Deku's a man for that, and Bakugo's an immature dumbass. But he's pretty strong, I'll give him that. He's like an amazing character, reminds me of someone. And there are other amazing characters too, like Sexy right over here. But what I'm saying is that some of the Bei-chans in My Hero Academia are not to be underestimated, because I have to say they have some tough skills. Some of the characters, some of the female characters I know, one can use, like, whenever she touches something, she can use gravity. That's Ochako. And Tsuyu can, well, she's just a frog, and she can just use frog abilities. And the other girl, I believe, what was her name? Momo's quirk would have to be creation, I believe. I mean, let me put it like this. I mean, with 13 episodes only, to tell you the truth, how could we really know more about the characters? I mean, it was only 13 episodes. I know we had enough time to learn more about the characters. But to tell you the truth, we already know their quirks. Some quirks I still don't know, and some characters I still don't know about. I know they told us the names of the character by just zooming in for 5 seconds on the character and explaining their quirk, but that's all they did. Did they explain their personality? We didn't really have time to hear about any of that, because it was only 13 episodes, and I don't know why they were, like, you know, rushing for it. But this is good though, because we have another second season announced already. Like, it literally showed it at the last episode. I know I'm a little bit late on it, but to tell you the truth, I'm a bit proud, because I get to see what other characters can put their strength and, like, how they can use it. I've already seen some of them use their quirk, but I want to see the full extent of their quirks, just like, well, I didn't really see the full extent of Deku's quirk, but all I'm going to say is I hope it definitely works out. I definitely want to see the full extent of everyone's quirk, and I hope that season 2 comes real fast as hell. So anyway, I think that's my review on My Hero Academia. The next anime I plan on watching is Rinne, which is from the same creators of Inuyasha and Ranma. So I'm going to have to finish Ranma first to give you a review of that one before I even get started with Rinne. And as for Panty and Stocking, stay tuned for a review of that one too, because I'm almost done with that one too. So anyway guys, True Swordsman, out.